Hello friends, welcome back. This is Amit from Magnet and today we are going to recreate this scene. So first take a look what we are going to create. Before I start, I have to say thanks to all of you guys for supporting me, and if you're new to this channel, please go check my other videos too, and if you like those videos, please subscribe this channel. Okay, so let's do this. So, and also one thing I have to say that almost 2 years ago I made a full CGI film that I made only using Element 3D. So as you see and this scene also belongs from that film. So as you see this car scene that I made by using Element 3D, and you can see there is a pilot inside the car, and after 2 years I am able to create a vehicle that can run without the pilot. So if you see that the car runs without the pilot, that is the reason for this. Okay, so let's do this. So first we create a new composition. So go to the composition, new composition, and the settings looks nice, the frame rate also look nice, and hit OK. So now we create a new solid for Element 3D. So go over the effects and presets panel, and inside the video copilot folder you will find element. So just double click on that and now go to the scene setup. So here we are in Element 3D. So first we create our 360-degree environment. So in order to create the 360-degree environment, you will need a HDRI pack. So I also made a free HDRI map pack for Element 3D, and if you already have this, then it's good, and if you don't have this yet, I recommend you to go and download this pack, and I will give the link in the description, so you will get this pack for Element 3D. And there is the over the 40 HDRI images that I include in this pack, and it also available in the two resolution, that is the 2K and the 4K, and also available in two format, that is the HDR formats and the JPEG format. Okay, so you will definitely download this, because without this we can't do the rest of the tutorial. So now we create our 360-degree environment. So go to the create and go to the sphere. So now we have our sphere, and in this sphere we're going to apply our 360-degree environment. So go to its material setup and now go to its diffuse layer and just click on that and go to the materials, and there we will find the environment. So just double click on that, and after you install the pack you will find this magnet HDRI pack. So just click on that, and now you will find all the assets inside the environment pack. So we're going to use maybe this one, that is the 2K resolution, and that is the 4K resolution. So we definitely use the 4K version for better result. So just select that and hit open, and also hit OK. So there is the sphere and this HDRI map texture applied on that. Okay, so now go to these basic settings here, and you will find the diffuse, just decrease to 0, and also decrease the glossiness, and also decrease the specular multiplier, and also disable the environment multiplier here. And now go to the illumination channel and just check this box, that is the use diffuse color, and change the intensity to 100%. Okay, so now go to the very end of the settings here, and we also disable this, that is uncheck, just uncheck those boxes, that is the reflection, cast shadow, receive shadow, and AO mode to ignore, and also that is the important, just check this box, that is the draw back face. Okay, and now select the sphere model here and change the scale to 100 to maybe 10,000. Okay, so now you will see this HDRI environment to apply your sphere, and but we still have this environment, but we have to change this for better result. So go to its environment panel here and just select the same image that we use for the texture. So there is this image, and you can also use the HDR version. So just click on that, and if you make a room here and go to its environment, and you will find this environment pack is also apply to the element 3D environment, and you can also change the setting here. Okay, so now hit OK. So now we create the ground. So go to the create, and there is the plane. Just create this by click on that, and now select this model and go to its scale, and we increase the scale to maybe 10,000. Okay, so now we apply some material on that. So just expand this model and go to its diffuse layer, and we're going to apply a ground texture here, and I made a preset for that model, that texture also. So here is the presets, but I also give this texture in the description link, so you will get this texture for this plane, and I only just click on that and just drag it to this plane and it will apply. But when you download this, you don't have these presets here, and all you have to do that you just go to its diffuse layer, and you will find this file for the texture, and you just apply this texture for its respectable slots, and you will get this kind of material here. And now we also change some settings here. So just go over the occlusion layer, we just decrease that, and also we go over the normal bump, we also decrease that. Okay, and we also select the model and go to its UV mapping option here, and we change the repeat value to maybe 20 by 20. Okay, so now we will get our land also, and also select the ground, and we find that our ground is little bit more glossy, so we don't want that much of glossiness, so just decrease the glossiness here, and also the specular multiplier. Okay, and maybe we can increase the normal bump for the ground. Okay, so that is our ground. So we have our sky and the ground, and now we need a road for this, and I am using art model for the road, and you also get this model from their site. Just go their site and download this. So there is the street sign pack from art, and go to its bonus, and you will find a street model. Just click on that and it will appear in the viewport, and but we can see this because we have to change the position. So if you just drag the y-axis value, and you will able to see this model here, and maybe we select the street model, and maybe we change the position manually from here. Okay, and we also increase the z-axis size. Okay, so just press shift and just click and drag the z-axis. Okay, like this. So we will get our street here, but we also change some settings here. So go to its material setup, and maybe not the material setup, go to this street plane here and go to its UV mapping, and just increase this value, that is maybe 40. So now we change some material for the street. So first we go to its diffuse, but after selecting the material, go to the diffuse channel here, and there is the material that those materials are provided by the art as well, that will comes with this street model pack. So those are the materials, so we don't have to do anything here, just we copy that and paste into the normal bump channel here. Okay, and now we select this normal bump and just select that, and maybe we choose this one, and we have to check this box, that is the convert to bump. Okay, and we also repeat these values to maybe 20 by 20. and now hit OK. Okay, and you can also change the amount, that how much you want the this ground cracks here. Okay, and also we go to its glossiness panel here, and maybe we use this reflection map for the glossiness, and maybe we increase the glossiness value. Okay, and we also copy that and paste it to the reflection slot as well, and maybe we increase the reflection little bit, and again we go to the reflection slot here and we change this UV repeat value to maybe 20 by 20 and hit OK, and do the same for the glossiness as well. So change to 1 to 20 by 20 and hit OK. Okay, so now we get our street. So now we need some railings, so those railings also comes with the same pack. So just go over this bonus box and select these railings. Okay, so here is the railings, but we have to change the material. So just first we place these railings somewhere in the left there also, and now we change its material. So we want some metallic material, so we will find this kind of material inside the Pro Shaders 2 collection pack, that is from Video Copilot, and go to the metals and now select something like rusty kind of material here, maybe this one. Okay, maybe not that one, maybe use that one. And for the pillars we use maybe this one. Just apply, drag, click and apply to the desired models here. Okay, so now we duplicate this to multiple time, so to cover our road. So just press Alt and select the Z axis and just change the position. Do the same. Okay, so we have the one side railing, and but we want those railings from this side also. So just we select all those railings that we just duplicate from the single model and just click and drag it to a new folder here. Okay, so we have these railing folders, and now we just duplicate this. Okay, so just duplicate it and drag it to this side as well. Okay, so now we have the railings in both of the sides. Okay, so now put some environment material, that is the, maybe we put some plants here, maybe trees here. So for this you also need, or maybe we need to rotate this. So just select that and go to the rotation, and maybe we just rotate this. So press shift and just rotate it. Okay, and now we place it again. Okay, so this is for the road, and now we need some trees here. So for this you also have a tree model pack that I made for Element 3D, that is the magnet tree model pack, and I also give the link in the description, so you will get this. And it is, and I believe that you already have this, and if you not, please go and download this because it content 20 different trees, and there is the different types, that is the without leaves and with leaves. And if you have the low computing system, you can also use the without the leaf version, that is the light version for the trees, and with leaves you can also use this if your PC handle this. Okay, so now we put some trees over here. So maybe we select this tree, so our tree applies in the viewport, and now we change it position to something here. Okay, and we're going to use another trees, maybe that one. So our tree looks little bit large in size, so we have to decrease the size as well, like this. So maybe we have placed this tree over there. Okay, and also select that tree, and we also duplicate this by press Alt and just duplicate and press somewhere here. So it is all depends on you how you have to design your scene. So just put somewhere you want and maybe rotate it so it will look different. So this is look nice for now. So now put some buildings here. So for this I'm going to use the Video Copilot Metropolitan Pack. So just go to the Metropolitan Pack and select that, and maybe we're going to use this building, and maybe we place it here. And because this buildings is this building material is set to standard shader, so we have to change this to physical. So select the materials and just change this type to physical shader instead of standard shader. Okay, and now place it anywhere you want. So for now we can place it here. Okay, so something like this, and this, and you can also put anything you want to fulfill your scene here. So for now this look nice, and now we put a car in the road. So for this I'm going to use the Dream World car model pack, and that those are awesome car models that is available for Element 3D, and you can download this by searching Dream World in YouTube. So I'm going to use a car from that model pack, and I'm also change some texture for the car, and I save it in the different folder. So here is the car. So the car is applied in the scene, but we want this car from the outside this group, so just click and drag to outside from that group, and now we place this car to maybe group number 2. Okay, so our car is applied in the group number. So here is the car. So now we press OK. So this is the scene inside After Effects. So first we create a new camera. So go to the layer, new camera, and just hit OK. So first we create a null object that can control the camera. So go to the layer, create a new null object and make it 3D, and that will be our camera controls. So name it as cam control, and now parent link this camera to that null object. And now press, after selecting the null object, press P and just change the position. Okay, and now we have to rotate this. To something 180 degree. Okay, and also press P and change the position like this. and go to the element 3D layer and go to the group number 2, that the car is placed in the group number 2, so we have to create a null object to control the car. So just go to the create null and create a null object and we name it as car. Okay, so now selecting the car null object and press S in the keyboard and just decrease the size, okay, to maybe 20 or maybe 30. It's look nice. And also change the position like this. Okay, so that is the car and this is the whole scene. And so now we have to animate our car. So for this we have to change the entire scene render mode to maybe draft, so we can our PC can handle it. So first we go to its camera control here and place the camera somewhere in here, and now we so that much we can go in the front side. Okay, so now we also change the car position, so there is our car. And now we link this camera control with the car null object, so if we move the car null object, our camera also move. Okay, so now we make a keyframe here and go to the very end and we change the position like this. Okay, so let's see, maybe not that one that much. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that look nice for now, but we have to animate our camera as well. So maybe we go to the camera control here and make a keyframe here and go to the very end and we animate this camera position like this. Okay, and also we change the x-axis position as well. So just select the camera control position here and make a keyframe here and select all the 3 keyframes here and just we change this x-axis value here. Okay, and now we delete this temporary keyframe. Okay, and this looks something like this, or maybe we place the camera here, and when the camera pass the car, and now we go to the camera option here and press R to bring the camera rotation values and make a keyframe in the y-axis here and go to the some few frame forward and we rotate the camera. Okay, and also go to the further few frames, we also get the camera like this. Okay, or maybe we okay, so now we change those keyframe to easy ease by pressing F9. So let's see what we have now. So maybe that looks not good, so we have to change the settings as well. Or maybe we place those keyframe here. Okay, okay, so that is the trick for camera movement. So let's see what we have now. Okay, so maybe we change the camera position in that point of time. So go to the camera control here and make a keyframe here, and we just make this, and let's see. Okay, so that look nice. So now we need some camera movement shake, that is the wiggle expression, but not we simply put in wiggle expression here, because we don't want the camera shake in every axis, but we only need the camera shake to y axis. So first selecting the camera and press A to bring its point of interest value here, and just first we press Alt and click on the stopwatch here, and we type an expression here, but I already copied the expression, so we just paste it here, and I will give this expression in the description link, so you will get this expression here. So in that way we only have the y axis camera shake. So we have to change the values here, so maybe we put something like 20 by 10 maybe. So let's see. So that's the shake is bit much, so we have to change to maybe 5 pixels. So let's see. Okay, or maybe we decrease the frequency as well, so maybe 10. So the camera shake look nice for now, and we also need some secondary camera shakes to its z-axis rotation. So first we select the camera and press R to bring its rotation values, and go to the z-axis rotation and press Alt and click on the stopwatch here, and now we write the wiggle expression here, that is the wiggle first bracket, and we put a very little amount here, so maybe 0.5 comma 10. So let's see. Okay, so this look nice for now. Okay, so now we need to animate the car wheels as well. So go to the element 3D layer again and go to the scene setup, and now go to the car folder here, and first we change this view to this, and now we select the wheels here. So first we press Ctrl and click on the wheel here, and first we make sure that you selecting this right object here, and right click here and go to the auxiliary animation, and I already set this to channel number 1, so you have to just click on channel number 1 and it will assign to auxiliary channel number 1. And so you also do the same for the other objects, that you have to select the tire as well by pressing Ctrl and select the tire. Okay, and you also place it to auxiliary channel number 1 like this, and also do for the rest of the wheels as well. So now hit OK. So first we go to the auxiliary channels, and there is the auxiliary channel number 1, and go to its rotation, and now you will find the rotation options here, and just press a simple expression here, that is by pressing Alt and click on the stopwatch here, and type time times maybe minus 500. Okay, so you will see the wheel also rotate. Okay, so our animation is done, our wheel animation also done. So now we can do some lighting here. Okay, so for this we need a light. So before we apply light, we have to reset this rendering mode to full render, and now go to the layer, new light, and we make a parallel light for this and change the color to white and intensity to something like this, and make sure that you select the cast shadow switch here, and now hit OK. So in order to place the light in the right position in the sky, we need to know where is the actual sun is. So for this we create a new temporary camera. So name it as temp cam and hit OK, and place it over the main camera so we can access this camera. And maybe we change the view to half resolution. So let's see where is our sun. So the sun may be here. So we create a null object to represent this position. So go to the element 3D layer and go to its utilities and select this option here, and just select that and create generate. So you will get this null object, and this null object represents the position for the sun. So go to press P on the keyboard to bring its position value, and just copy this by pressing Ctrl C, and go to the parallel light here and press P to bring this position values, and just paste the values. So now our light placed in the exact same position where the HDRI sun is. So now we don't need this null object, so just delete that, and also disable this temporary camera for now. And now our sun is here and it look nice. So go to the full resolution again. Okay, so now if you apply shadow, you will get a nice shadow for our scene. So go to the element 3D layer and go to the render settings here and go to the shadow, and if you just select this, and it's a very huge environment here, so this shadow mapping is not work here, so we have to change this to ray trace. But before you change the shadow mode to ray trace, you have to save your project, because maybe it will crash your system. So first we save our project, and now we change this shadow to ray trace. Okay, so it will take little time to generate the shadow. Okay, so you can see our shadow is generated. So here is the shadow. So that is good that our element 3D not crashed. So that look nice for now, and we also apply the ambient occlusion as well. So just select that, and to get a better result we have to change this to ray trace as well, but it also heavy for our render, so it can also crash our system, but it works pretty well here for now. Okay, so that look nice for now. And if you can also change the sun position by rotating your environment, so maybe for now we disable our ambient occlusion as well as the shadow. So maybe if we want our sun will be somewhere in the left side, so that will look nice for this scene. So maybe we go to the environment layer, and but not go to the environment layer, we first go to the scene setup, and we go to the group number 1 here, and first we select our environment sphere and we place it in different auxiliary animation channel, that is channel number 1, and this auxiliary channel is inside the group number 1. So now hit OK and go to the group number 1, go to the auxiliary channel, go to the auxiliary channel number 1, go to the rotation, and now you can rotate the entire environment like this. Okay, so now we have our sun in the left side. So now we go to make the same for to place our sun. So go to the utility and select this position here and generate, and now we go to this temporary null object and press P to copy its position values and delete that, and go to its parallel light and again go to the position and just paste it. Okay, so now if you turn on the shadow like this, just click on that and you will get the shadow. Okay, so you can see it is so handy to place your lighting according to your environment. So that is looks nice for now, and you can also turn on the ambient occlusion switch. Okay, so that look nice for now. So we got this so far. So now we have to bake this animation by rendering some different passes, because because it is so heavy for Element 3D to render this kind of scene when applying the ray trace shadow, and the ambient occlusion is also ray traced. So if you have a very good PC, you can render the all effect in the same scene, but if you have this low kind of computing system like me, so you can do one thing to optimize your render. That is, if first we go to the output settings here, and if we just first we just select the shadows, and now if you render this shadow pass only for your scene, so it will take little less time to render, and then you can also render its ambient occlusion pass only, so it will also take little time to render than the composite one, and then you can also render the composite scene without its shadow, without its ambient occlusion and the shadow. So just render this for the simple only the scene without the shadow, and then you can apply these 3 passes in a single shot, so you can get the complete scene for your render. And this kind of rendering helps to optimize the render time, and also helps when you have a little less amount of computing in your system. So this is a trick, and now we have to make the smoke that is comes from the tire. So in order to create the smoke, I use trapcode particular. So for this we have to create a new solid. So go to the layer, new solid, and hit OK, and in this solid we going to apply the trapcode particular. So go to the red giant trapcode and select the particular. Okay, so our particle system is applied. So if we solo this, you can see the particle system here, but we have to change the setting. So for this, first we select our temporary camera. Okay, so maybe we again change the render mode to draft to speed it up. Okay, so First we find our car, so maybe we change the timeline here so we can find the car here. Okay, so maybe we want the smoke emit from the front wheel. Okay, so for this we need this position to make the emitter that comes from the front wheel here. So at this timeline, go to element 3D layer, go to utilities and select that tire position here and make hit generate, and also go to the another wheel here, change the camera position for this. Okay, and again we create another null object for this position and hit generate, and now we create a light for the emitter. So for this we're going to use a point light and we name it as emitter, that is, but make sure that the E is capital letter, emitter, and now hit, and maybe we change the intensity to 10 because we don't want any lighting from that position, so just intensity to 0, and we don't want cast shadow, and hit OK. And now we go to the emitter light here and press P to bring its position values and select this null object that we just create for represent the position and press P to bring the position and just copy and paste it to the emitter light here. Okay, and now you can delete this because we don't want this. So again we go do the same for the this side wheel here, so select that and we have to duplicate the light as well, so just duplicate this and press P for the bring the position and also press P and just copy and paste it here. Okay, so now we have our lights to place there. So we have the light in the desired position, and now we have to link these emitter lights to the car so it can move with the car. So select these emitters and link with the car null object here. Okay, so in that way those lights are stick with the front wheel. So now we go to the particular layer here and we change the emitter type to lights. Okay, so the particle is not emitting from the light because our light intensity is 0. So go over here, there is the particle per second modifier and change it to none. Okay, so in that way you will see the wheel generates the particles. Okay, but we still have to do some settings here. So go to the velocity, we change it to maybe 20, and velocity randomness look nice, and velocity that look nice, and go to the XYZ emitter values and change it to maybe 20. Okay, so let's, if we disable our temporary camera here, so we can see. Okay, so that look nice, or maybe we can change the camera position so we can see the wheels properly. So go to the camera control here and make a temporary keyframe again and select all the keyframes, and maybe we place our camera a little higher, and now if we see, we can see the smoke properly. Okay, so you can delete this keyframe. Okay, so now we have to change some setting for the smoke to look more nice. So if we just solo the smoke here, and instead of using the default particles, we can use a custom particles for this. So I am using an image for that is the image that I use, 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 that is the image that I So I will give this image in the description link, so you will download this image. So just bring that image to into a new composition here, and go to the layer, new and solid, and make a white solid and place it underneath the smoke layer, and toggle this mode switch here and set the track matte to Luma matte. Okay, so in that way we will get the transparency. Okay, so we go to the go to our composition here, that is the composition 2, and that is the large smoke composition we just create, and just click and drag to our composition here, and we disable this for now, and go to the particle layer, and now we go to the particles and particle types pair to sprite colorize, and now go to the texture and select this large smoke layer. Okay, and ignore this warning. So that look nice for now. So now we go to its size. Maybe we first we go to the life and change it to maybe 12 seconds, because our entire scene is 12 seconds long. And now go to the size, and go to the size randomness, we increase little bit, and go to the opacity, we decrease the opacities and increase the opacity randomness. Okay, so that look nice for now. Or we can also increase the velocity little bit, maybe something like this, or maybe 60 look nice. Okay, or velocity from motion, it look also nice, or maybe 20 is good for now. Okay, so if you just turn on the motion blur for this, it look nice. Okay, so turn off the motion blur for now and unsolo this, so you will get the smoke as well. Okay, so now we have to make some track matte for the shadow. So in order to do this, we just bring the particle layer here. So in order to create the matte for the smoke layer, we have to duplicate our element 3D layer. Just press Ctrl D and place it above our smoke layer again here, and now we go to its output channel here, and instead of using the composite, we choose the world position. Okay, so now we have to set our world position in a desired position. So go to its X rotation mat to change it to 90 degree. Okay, and if we just solo this, and maybe we, let's see what we have, we can decrease the matte feather here, and if we change this maybe, or maybe we set the render mode to full. Okay, so now we can see our world position, and maybe we also change the matte feather here, and we can okay, so that look nice for now. So now we use this as a track matte for our smoke layer. So select the smoke layer here and unsolo this, and now we select the track matte to Luma matte. Okay, so in that way you can see the smokes. Okay, so that look nice for now. So now if we if we go to our main element 3D layer and change it to full render, so that look nice. And if we also turn on the ambient occlusion and the shadow, that look nice. And if we increase the light intensity, so go to the parallel light and press T and increase the intensity, that look nice. So now we missing our fog. Okay, so that is so important. So go to the element 3D layer again and go to its render setting and go to fog. And now maybe we pick this color and enable this and enable this, and we make the settings little bit. Okay, so that look nice. And if we turn on the motion blur switch, so maybe go to its motion blur and turn on the motion blur switch. Wow, that looks really amazing. And also for the smoke layer, so that look nice. So this is the trick behind this scene. So, and I also said that if you are low in your computer, so you can render the every passes in differently, so you will get the all different passes. So this is done. If your computer can handle this scene, you can render all the effect inside a single video. And if you are low in CPU, so you can separately render all the passes, that is the shadow pass and the ambient occlusion pass. And as also if you just solo the smoke layer here, that is that particular layer, you can also separately render this to also save your some times, and then you can use this for your actual video. But in order to make this render transparent, you can, instead of render it as a video, you can render it as a PNG sequence, so you will get the transparency as well. So now I can show you how to composite all the passes, that is the AO pass and the shadow pass and the smoke passes. So for this I am going to render the all different passes by changing the outputs here. But I already rendered the different passes for our actual scene, so I will show you, because I am not going to render this scene again because it will take little time to render. So I will just give you the idea how you render the different passes and how you composite the all passes in a single shot. So this is look nice for now, and you can also render it. So let's see how you can composite all the different passes. So once you render all your passes, but before rendering, make sure that you turn on the motion blur for the render settings. And so this is the ambient occlusion pass for the original video that I create, and this is the ambient occlusion pass, and this is the shadow pass. So just turn off this for now. So this is the shadow pass, and those are the smoke pass. Okay, so let's see how you put this all together. So go to the first we turn on our normal render. This is the final scene but without the ambient occlusion and the shadow. Okay, so now we turn on the shadow. Okay, so shadow look like this, and then we can see the normal pass here. So go to the shadow and change this blending mode to linear burn. Okay, but our shadow look too intense, so we have to change the opacity to maybe 33%, because this number I found right and it is also different in your scene maybe. So just tweak around and let's find what suits well. So for now we can set it to 33. And one great thing is that when you use ray trace shadow, the shadow is so hard in edges. So in that way you can also apply any kind of blur here. That is, I'm using the fast box blur, and if you increase the blur radius, you can blur your shadow a little bit, so that look nice. Okay, so that is how you can include the shadow. And now go to the ambient occlusion layer also, and if we enable this look like this, and we can change it to multiply, and you can also decrease the opacity according to your need. So maybe 80 look nice for now. So that look nice, but the great thing is it is so handy to render the ambient occlusion and shadow when it is set to ray trace. Okay, so and now you can also turn on the smokes as well, and the smoke you don't need to change anything, because this is the PNG file, that is the PNG sequence. You can use it without any transparency mode change. Okay, so that is how you can do this kind of car animation inside Element 3D. And also I'm showing you how to optimize your render and how to create those kind of smokes here. And in final result I'm using some lens texture here that I'm using from Video Copilot, and also I am using optical flare for the sun here. So you can also do this for your sun. Just put optical flare in your scene and follow the light for the flare. So you can do this. So this is for today, and I think you will get the idea how you can do this kind of scene here. And if you don't have the environment pack, so I will recommend you to go and download this environment pack, and also you can download the tree model pack for Element 3D, that is absolutely free. And you can also check for those car model from YouTube, that is the Dream World. This guy made this kind of models for Element 3D, and you can also download this street model from As Art, and you can also use those railings to make this kind of scene. So I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, please do subscribe this channel, and if you like this kind of video, you can check my other videos too. So that is for today, and I hope you like this. So we'll see in the next video. So till then, take care and bye bye.